In this video, we look at a big common pitfall that make your affirmation not work, and in some cases work against you and actually perpetuate the things that you don't want. Let's go. Now, the role of an affirmation is usually to bridge the gap from where you are to where you want to be. Usually, affirmations are used because we have some form of limiting ideas, limiting belief, or some form of life situation that we want to change, transform. And so the idea behind an affirmation is to plant a new seed in our subconscious mind, a new belief, a new way of seeing ourselves, a new way of seeing life, a new way of relating to certain aspects of our life. And by doing so, because our belief of such tremendous power in terms of what we do, how we think, how we feel, and therefore our energy level and our vibration, it can transform so many aspects of our life and actually also change not only how we see the world, but what we bring inside our world. So then, what's the gap? Because for a lot of people, it seems to be like a hit. Affirmation work and they rave about it. And yet, for a lot of people, it seems to be a big miss. And it's like the opposite, doesn't work, it's bullshit. What's the gap? There is a big common pitfall. You see, most people want to go from A to B, right? So their present situation, A, may be financial struggle, and they want to go to rich, crazy rich, or prosperous in some way. Or they may be lonely, alone, lonely, and they want to be in this relationship with their dream partner or whatever. They might be feeling insecure, feeling not good enough, and they want to be successful. They want to feel good, confident, and like they're achieving things in their life. So that's some of the contrast, right? Going from A to B. What most people do then is that they use an affirmation to create that end result, right? I'm successful, I am rich, I am confident, I am in a fantastic relationship, I am a force for good, I am an unstoppable power of creation. Whatever the metaphor may be, they use an affirmation that the idea is will create that end result that they desire. And when they can believe in that affirmation and they can feel it and they can, really actually transform their subconscious mind through the use of the affirmation, then it will lead to that result. What happens most of the time, though, and this is where the pitfall is that the gap between A to B, between where they are and where they want to be, is too far. And the challenge is that where they are right now, they're already experiencing some form of resistance, meaning they don't like the situation, meaning they really want to move away from it. And so when they use the opposite, I am successful, I am strong, I am rich, I am, those kind of things that seem so far away from their present current situation, it triggers that resistance. So instead of feeling how they're supposed to feel in the end result, and having that mental image and that experience in their imagination, something else comes up. Maybe it's resistance, maybe they don't feel it fully, maybe there's some form of inner critic inside, yeah, right, or they're doubting basically the truth of that statement, of that affirmation. So in effect, their subconscious mind is resisting and not accepting that new seed. And in some cases, what happens is that if the feeling that they got is some form of fear or anxiety or that resistance, the only thing that they're doing is they're perpetuating how they're feeling right now, meaning they're perpetuating the situation, the lack or the anxiety or the fear or whatever it is that they try to move away from in the point A. And that's when it can really work actually against you, because of instead of planting new seeds and transforming your mind, you're actually pushing deeper that seed that's already there, that weed, so to speak. So then what do you do then if you feel like the gap is too far? Usually it's a good idea to go somewhere in between, to add like a milestone, so to speak. And you can do that by tricking the metaphor, by tricking the affirmation, finding different affirmations that you can already feel good about, that you can feel they're true, that you can feel empowered by. So it could sound something like, every day I am getting more prosperous, or every day there is possibility for me to earn more money. So those statements are more easily accepted by the mind. There's less resistance around it. And because there's less resistance, it's easier to feel it, to create a mental picture with it, and to actually accept it. One that's really popular is that every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. So you could get better every day a little bit, 1% or 0.5%. But it's easy to convince yourself that every day you can get better and better, or that everything is always working out for me. Especially if you have a big faith in something bigger than you, you can leverage that faith into those kind of beliefs that can then be a bridge that leads you to the end result that you desire, and then shift once you get that momentum in feeling empowered and feeling, that sense of feeling richer or healthier or more confident, or, whatever the shift that you're trying to create, more grateful. Then at some point when you have that momentum, you can actually go into the end statement where maybe you feel like a wealthy person. And that resistance then will be gone or lessened. And if that resistance is still there, it means you still need to do some work. Maybe on the resistance, maybe on the belief, how deep the resistance, the belief is that's creating that resistance. But you cannot just patch up, something that's leaking, and you just want to patch it up and, be like, oh my God, I'm gonna just keep on patching up every day. You gotta assess also the roots. And that's another challenge that we have. And often having that milestone, that gap in between, can lead to working out the resistance that you have in a current situation, maybe. Releasing, emptying that container, and then filling it up with something new over time. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense in terms of how to use affirmation in a way that is more effective, because the end goal is always this. As you use that affirmation, it should be done in a way that is relaxing, that is natural, that is not strenuous, and that creates a feeling of feeling good straight away. Ideally with a mental picture that backs it up. And it should be something that comes out naturally. So when you say it, you feel like you go into the state very easily. But if you have to push yourself or coerce yourself into it, that means you're fighting some layers between your own mind, and you increase the risk of this not working for you. So instead, if you notice those things, I invite you to reflect on different forms of affirmations that can then move you across the bridge from where you are to where you want to be. And in the process, find a way to release that resistance that you have and those beliefs that you have. And there is some videos in this channel that can help you do so and accelerate that process. So I hope this is helpful, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, be well. See you next time.